All right, everybody, today I'm headed to Anderson, Indiana to go hang out with my buddy Logan Gillihan, and we are going to work on a couple folders. So Logan Gillihan, he is Northwest Bladeworks on Instagram. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. But he does a lot of combat style knives, a lot of stock removal stuff, but he does some forging too. But he's made a couple folders, and so he is helping me nail down my folder design and get it really tuned in. So we're making a couple this weekend, a couple of the folders, so I thought I'd document that process. So I'm headed up there. I'm gonna hang out with Coal Ironworks as well. I'm gonna try and do a podcast with them, and it's gonna be a good time. Ellie.
I want to get the blades roughed out before we make a ton of progress on the frames. So what I do, because I like pivot collars, is I'll put my bearing pockets in the blade.
Okay.
Versus here.
Versus in the inside of the handle.
Right.
Bandsaw it, and then profile it with the grinder a little bit.
Indeed.
Sweet.
Indeed.
This is how Logan told me to bandsaw. Sit on it. So this is how the pros do it. All right. Open and close positions are set. So that's the start and stop of my stop pin track. That's a nice bit. So we have countersunk, or just drilled an 1/8 inch hole pocket on either side on the underneath part of the scale to fit the stop pin in. So it'll just be kind of hidden in there. You will see a hole right here, but not on this side. So you don't put any cutting fluid on there? You don't like dealing with oil all over the place?
Most of the times you're taking such a baby cut, you don't need it. You're not generating any heat.
Yeah.
So that looks pretty good.
I like it. Dang, you're already making really good progress. I need to set up the lock line for air. Really nice. What size holes, what size screws did you say those were?
Size what?
Screws for the backspacer? 256?
Screws, yeah.
So we had to kind of finagle this blade a tiny bit to get the stop pin track ending at the right spot, so the open and closed positions were correct. We think it is just milled a little bit too much. It's just a tiny little bit you take off and it's wrong. So he's doing another one, as you can see. And we're gonna see if we can get that one a little closer. I've fixed this one with a little bit of brute force. I just pounded a little center punch on each side of the hole, each side of the track, to close up the endpoints a little bit. So this is the design that I decided for my pocket clip. So we're going to cut this out of titanium, and that's what we're going to use for the pocket clip. I don't think you can consider that super fast.
Super duper.
That took a ridiculous amount of time to bandsaw out. Definitely going to have this cut out for me by Send Cut Send, who did the liners or the frames. Seems like a really cool company. I guess you can get all kinds of parts made. Logan's dealt with them, but I'll leave a link in the description below for that company because it's a real pain in the butt to cut out titanium, and you're wasting a bunch of material because you have to grind off all these big chunks. So that's what we got to do next. we actually drilled through and put the holes in here for the screws to screw it into the frame of the handle, the scale of the handle. And we countersunk with an end mill, just enough for the head on the clip, on the top of the clip there. So hopefully that'll work out. I might have to reduce, I'm definitely gonna have to reduce the size of this little screw head with a drill on the grinder. But other than that, should fit in there really nicely. Cut that. We need to do a little hole right here to relieve the stress of that cut.
My stress is relieved.
Yes, it is. It's so off.
Is it?
Yeah, it's all your fault too. You did the final adjustment.
That's literally perfect. I could have done it better myself. Gosh, do I actually know almost really, that's probably good. Dude, there's no play. There's no play in that.
You done good. Yeah, when we get different blades with a, when we get blades with a bigger flipper tab, it's gonna be so much nicer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Bigger flipper tab, and once it's ground, that thing's gonna fire like a rocket. This is the part that's frustrating. It's like, take it apart, literally go like this with the grinder once, then put it all the way back together. And oh, this is not good enough. Okay, take it apart.
You get pretty efficient at putting them back together.
Indeed. Contact patch, can you see that? Where the Sharpie's worn off?
Yeah.
It's pretty solid actually.
Yeah.
What time is it?
12:12.
12:12.
Dang.
So in almost exactly 2 hours. This is a little after 10. We accomplished everything on that list.
It was getting late, so he just kind of ran through
and
that list of things.
I was caffeinated and you were not.
Yeah.
And I knew what we were supposed to do.
And I was trying to video, so.
But yeah, we got it done and we didn't screw it up. So
that's mission freaking accomplished.
Better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, blade is sitting at about a 25% lockup right now. There's no lock rock. It's rock solid. The detent's really nice, but it's a little bit too weak for the current blade. But once you get this ground and fit and finish and everything, and I think it'll be a really nice action. We do need a bigger flipper tab for sure.
Yep.
But a little bit of wrist flick, and you can run it.
It's one of those things. I feel like you have to get used to every single knife you pick up.
Yeah, a little bit for sure.
I mean, the same with your knives. It's like when I pick up one of your knives, I have to figure out how much pressure I need to put on that flipper tab.
It's usually a lot.
Yeah,
because I like stiff T10s.
Yeah.
So this is going to finish out really nicely. Obviously, you need to countersink or counterbore for these fasteners here, and I'll send you with some extras.
Yeah.
You need to sculpt the pocket clip and get that all fit and finished. Make sure it's really nice and radiused and flowy, and there's a good lip that where it comes up, so that when you go to put it in a pants pocket,
it receives the lip of the pocket.
You know. Yeah. I would take your show scale here and bring this contour back a little bit.
Okay.
And blend it with your curves so that you can get your thumb in here. And then I would scallop this here, so you have a really nice way to receive your thumb.
Yeah, my battery died, so you missed some of that conversation. But basically, I'm going to be taking this home to finish it up. Thank you so much for having me out, seriously.
Yeah, dude.
It's been super fun. I've learned a ton. Your shop is awesome, and I'm really thankful for your hospitality and your teaching. You're a really good teacher.
Thanks, man.
You're very patient. It's hard.
News to me.
It is really hard.
Glad you think so.
Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. This was part 1. In part 2, I'm going to be finishing this up and getting it all shaped and see it all come together, and it will be an actual functional EDC that I can carry every day and use, and this will be the prototype. I'm actually going to put P on there for prototype. So
you want to laser engrave that?
This, we could. We definitely could. This is as much your creation as mine, so I'm very thankful for all your work on it.
Dude. My pleasure.
Go check him out, Logan Gillihan, Northwest Bladeworks. You're missing out if you're not. See you guys. All right, everybody, this is a condensed version of the video that I'm gonna have on my Patreon on how me and Logan made this folder. And I'm going to continue making these videos about folder making as I learn how to do it, and I want to carry that on and teach you guys. So if you guys want to learn how to make folders, how to make knives in general, I've got over 50 videos on my Patreon. If you go subscribe, there's a link in the description below. It's $5 a month and you gain access to all those videos plus a new video every single month. And it's on Damascus, sand mine, hand forging a blade, hand forging an integral, forging with a press and power hammers, stuff like that. All of that's on my Patreon, so if you want to learn knife making from me, go check out my Patreon. And there's a year-long subscription for, I think, 15% off, so you may avail yourself of that as well. Thanks, y'all.